club would get paid half of every mother thing and pop 3 motherfucking babies out back to back. And
did Lil Scrappy really walk into that club like a storm with a name and leave it scorched earth? Because what happened that night wasn't just messy, it was legendary. The kind of messy that breaks up crews, sparks lawsuits, and sends the whole internet spiraling into gossip chaos. But trust, this didn't start with that one night. To understand how it all blew up between Lil Scrappy, Kirk Frost, and young Joc, we have to rewind way back. Before the punches, before the betrayal, before the club, because this drama? It's been simmering under the surface for years. Let's start with the dynamics. Lil Scrappy, Atlanta's bad boy, the raw, real, emotional heart of love and hip-hop. A guy who wears loyalty like armor and doesn't play when it comes to respect. Kirk Frost, the quiet strategist, always in the background, always calculating. A man who plays the long game and plays it cold. And then there's young Joc, the life of the party. The goofball, the middleman. For years, he was the funny friend you never worried about. Until now. See, on camera, it always looked like the three had this unspoken bond. A brotherhood. Arguments, sure, that's reality TV, but underneath, things were getting toxic. Petty business moves, off-screen shade, whispers about betrayal. It was all there, just never public. Yet, according to people close to the circle, things started to turn sour after a failed business deal. Scrappy had been pushing a new brand, a podcast, merch, some event deals. He wanted his crew with him. Kirk and Joc were supposed to be involved. At first, everyone said they were down, but behind closed doors, Frost had other ideas. Instead of backing Scrappy, he allegedly started building a similar brand, but without him. Quietly bringing Joc into the mix, promising him more exposure, less drama, a cleaner image. And what did Scrappy get? Ghosted. He started noticing meetings happening without him. Joc wasn't returning calls like before. Frost was always busy. Then the industry chatter started. Scrappy's falling off. Joc's got new deals. Frost is done babysitting. Scrappy heard it all. The cracks showed on screen, too. Small digs, awkward silences, fans noticed. In one interview, Scrappy said, "You think people got your back, but they just got your business. Nobody thought much of it then, but now?" It sounds like a warning shot. Still, Scrappy stayed cool publicly, but behind the scenes, he was done. And then came that night. The Atlanta nightlife scene is no joke. When these guys step out, it's an event. Bottles pop, phones flash. But this night was different. Scrappy wasn't there to party. He walked in like a man on a mission. No smiles, no handshakes. Just laser focus. Frost was already inside. As ever, tucked away in VIP, posted up like a boss. Joc was there too, laughing, vibing, completely unaware of what was coming. Witnesses say the moment Scrappy spotted them, the whole room shifted. He didn't hesitate, didn't wait for a casual chat, didn't crack a joke. He walked straight to the table, and the air went dead. And that's where everything began to unravel. People say the music faded in their minds, that it felt like time slowed down, because what happened next? Nobody, and we mean nobody, was ready for it. In the next part, we're diving deep into what went down inside that club, the betrayal, the blow-up, the side-switching that left everyone stunned. Because if you thought Scrappy just pulled up for drinks and vibes, you're about to learn the truth. He pulled up for war. What started as a tense moment inside an upscale Atlanta nightclub turned into the betrayal that had social media on fire. If part 1 was the spark, this is the explosion. Lil Scrappy didn't pull up to party, he pulled up to handle business. And when young Joc made his move, it wasn't just disrespect. It was personal. This wasn't some reality TV scuffle. This was the kind of switch-up that ends friendships, breaks circles, and rewrites the rules of loyalty. Let's break it down, moment by moment. So picture this, Scrappy standing at the edge of Frost and Joc's VIP booth. He's not smiling. He's not reaching for a drink. He's locked in. People around them sensed it immediately, that thick, electric tension. Witnesses say Frost looked calm, almost smug. Like he saw it coming, Joc, caught off guard, his expression went from confused to cornered. Scrappy leaned in, said something, no one knows exactly what. But whatever it was, it shifted the mood completely, and then it happened. Scrappy pointed right at Joc, not Frost. Joc, that was the moment that turned the room upside down. See, Scrappy expected tension with Frost. That was old news. But he didn't expect betrayal from Joc. Joc, the one who used to call him brother, Joc, who once said on air, me and Scrap. That bond is forever. Forever turned into about 2 minutes. Joc stood up, and instead of stepping between the two, like he used to, he stood next to Frost. And just like that, sides were chosen. The crowd? Shocked, Scrappy, devastated, he said, so this what we on now? You two, bro, and Joc, he shrugged, ain't nothing personal, fam. Just business. At that point, it was on. Scrappy's voice rose. Body language, aggressive, security started creeping closer. Phones were up, cameras were rolling. Club staff was trying to calm it down, but the tension was like a lit fuse. One source says Scrappy took a step forward, chest out, hands clenched. Another says Frost muttered something under his breath that sent Scrappy over the edge. And that's when things got physical, whether it was a push, a swing, or a broken glass. No one can agree on the details, but something hit the floor, something got thrown. And security swarmed in seconds, people were screaming, VIP was shut down, the DJ cut the music. Just chaos. One clubgoer told a blog, it was like watching a live season finale with no commercial breaks. By the next morning, it was everywhere. Clips, screenshots, tweets, memes, conspiracy theories, hashtag Team Scrappy, hashtag Young Joc Fake, hashtag Kirk Frost Snake, all trending. And here's where it got worse. Joc went quiet. No post, no explanation, just silence. Meanwhile, Scrappy? He posted this cryptic IG story, real ones don't switch. They sit down and speak, watch who you eat with. Fans were fired up. DMs leaked, old episodes were rewatched. The streets were talking, and the biggest question, turns out, there was a storm brewing behind closed doors long before that club scene. According to insiders close to production, Kirk Frost had been grooming Joc for months, business meetings, rebranding, a new joint venture, rumors of a podcast, a nightclub investment, even a documentary deal. But the catch, no Scrappy. Apparently, Kirk felt like Scrappy was too messy. That his volatility, while great for TV, was bad for long-term money. He wanted someone easier to manage. Joc fit the bill. Clean image, still relevant, less emotional. And Joc? Well, he'd been looking for a second act. His music had cooled. His reality TV storyline was running dry. So when Frost came knocking, he opened the door. Sources say Joc didn't even tell Scrappy, just kept smiling in his face while signing contracts behind his back. People close to Scrappy say he was crushed. Not because of the deal, but because it came from two people he thought were solid. This wasn't just a misbag. It was a brotherhood shattered. And now, Scrappy's out for revenge. He's reportedly cutting off ties, canceling appearances, and even shopping a tell-all podcast to air everything out. Names, dates, DMs, and receipts. His team's calling it the Scrap Files, and you already know the fans are ready. So now, the stage is set. 3 men, 1 broken bond. Millions watching. Joc's silence is getting louder by the day. Kirk's staying calm, but for how long? And Scrappy, he's gone dark. But sources say a storm is coming. In the final part of this saga, we're diving into the leaked footage that could land Scrappy in hot water. Whether Kirk Frost orchestrated everything, and the shocking twist that could flip the whole story again. Because trust us, you haven't seen the end yet. By now, everyone's seen the footage. The confrontation, the betrayal, the side switch that shook up the entire love and hip-hop landscape. But what happened after the club? That's where things get even messier. Silent moves, public backlash, and a shocking twist that no one, not even the fans, saw coming. Lil Scrappy's loyalty was shattered. Young Joc's reputation in freefall, and Kirk Frost? He may be the calm in the storm, but more and more people are starting to ask, was this all his plan from the beginning? This is the final chapter of a saga that started with tension and ended in scorched earth. Let's break down what really happened after the night that changed everything. It didn't take long. Within hours of the nightclub incident, footage started spreading like wildfire. Clips from phones, blurry angles, screengrabs. One short video appeared to show Scrappy lunging toward Frost. Another seemed to show him yelling at Joc while being held back by security. No clear punch landed on camera, but it was enough to light up the blogs, and that's when things got serious. TMZ started sniffing around. Shade Room posted a blurred shot of Scrappy storming out of the venue. Twitter on fire, memes everywhere, hashtags trending. Fan pages dissecting every second of video. But behind the scenes, things were way worse. Word spread that the venue had security footage, clear, wide-angle footage showing the full altercation, and allegedly, it shows Scrappy throwing the first punch. Now, nobody from the club has pressed charges yet, but insiders say lawyers have already been in touch. Management wants to avoid a scandal, but if someone decides to leak that footage, all baits are off. Meanwhile, brands and sponsors started pulling back. Scrappy had endorsement talks on the table. Now they're on hold, and to make things worse, one of Joc's PR reps reportedly contacted the press and described Scrappy as unstable and jealous. That one word, jealous, set fans off. Scrappy clapped back on IG. Jealous? Of what? I built this lane. Don't get it twisted. Then he went silent. After days of silence, Joc finally broke his silence. Not with an interview, not with a tweet, but with a carefully crafted statement posted to his Instagram story. It's all love. I ain't got no hate for nobody. Sometimes paths shift and people grow. Ain't no beef. Just business. Sounds calm, right, except nobody bought it. Comments flooded in. Business, you stabbed your brother in the back. You switched sides when it got convenient. You went from comic relief to corporate snake real quick, and the damage? Done. Joc's reputation took a hit. Brands started distancing. One podcast even pulled his guest spot, saying, "We don't do fake energy here. Now let's talk about the one who hasn't said a word." Kirk Frost. No post. No comment. Not even a reaction. But that's silence. That strategic calm? It has fans thinking, maybe Kirk's been playing chess this whole time. Insiders say Kirk's been working behind the scenes to rebrand his image, launching new business ventures, trying to appeal to a more professional demographic. And Scrappy's unpredictable energy didn't fit the vision. Allegedly, Kirk has already locked in new deals with Joc, including a planned reality spin-off and a music business mentorship series. If that's true, this whole move may not have been spurred the moment. It may have been a setup from day one, a power shift disguised as a misunderstanding. Meanwhile, Scrappy's been quiet, too quiet, but behind the scenes, he's been building. Sources say he's developing his own project, a docu-series that will expose the real industry, featuring uncensored behind-the-scenes stories, receipts, and guest appearances from other artists who felt used and tossed aside by their inner circle. The name? Unscripted by Scrappy, and the first episode? Allegedly titled The Day Loyalty Died. If that drops, the internet is going to implode. Now the big question, can this ever be fixed? Some fans are holding out hope. They want to sit down. A reunion, a deep, raw, real conversation between the three, but most? They've accepted the truth. Joc chose a bag over a bond. Frost made moves in silence, and Scrappy, he woke up. And once someone wakes up to betrayal, there's no going back. So here we are, three men who once stood shoulder to shoulder. Now, strangers, rivals, headlines, the fans are choosing sides. The brands are watching closely, and the reality TV world still reeling. This wasn't just drama. This was a turning point. And as for what's next, that's the scariest part, because the story's not really over. It's just beginning a new chapter. Was this a calculated betrayal? Can Scrappy bounce back? And is Frost really the mastermind everyone thinks he is? Hit that like if you're still trying to recover from this mess, and don't forget to subscribe. Because in the world of loyalty, betrayal, and big business, the truth always comes out.